Why am I out of bed before everyone else? Why do I run faster than I did yesterday? Why do I drown out the voice of pain? Why do I never quit?
I just don't want to get caught.
Hey, you there!
Jared and I just laugh together a lot. So like we're all like such close friends that it's just wonderful.
Your legacy. It's the last digital footprint a social media influencer will leave on his or her platform of choice. No matter how influential or popular your brand could appear to be, there are always peaks and troughs associated with growth. Whether you're talking about a 100,000 subscriber channel or a 1 million subscriber channel, the inevitable fade from relevancy is inevitable. As your fall from grace begins, your legacy starts to take form. What this is and could be differs from person to person, channel to channel. For example, some creators like Filthy Frank have left behind an entire genre and a compelling storyline that new up-and-coming talent attempt to emulate and build from. Then there are YouTubers like Leafy is Here who are often looked back upon fondly. Left Behind was inspiration that spawned a new wave of commentators, for better or for worse. However, some YouTubers will be remembered for a different kind of legacy. The kind of legacy that will be forever tarnished. The kind of legacy that makes you the laughingstock of the internet, while simultaneously trending in multiple countries. The kind of legacy that transcends YouTube itself and breaks into mainstream publications. ProJared is one such YouTuber, and his legacy is, well...
Oh, he's got a tiny dick! Oh, Jared, no! Oh, it's itty bitty, bro! Oh, that is bad. Oh, here's another pro tip for pro people out there. Don't be like our boy ProJared. Unless you're swinging a certain amount of meat, don't be sending pictures of it out to people randomly on the internet.
Hey, Nicholas the Oreo, we in this shit, son?
Well, hello there. How is everyone doing today? It's been about a month since I've last greeted you all. However, I'll save that for another time. In the last few days, we have witnessed the public execution of a Nintendo YouTuber named ProJared, and today I'm going to analyze that situation and give my thoughts on the carnage. So if you'd like to skip to a certain point, timestamps will be included in the video's description down below. So without further ado, put your feet up, blow into your NES cartridge, and don't tell my wife, because we are getting down and dirty to undress this bitch. At 11:45 p.m. on May 8th of 2019, ProJared sent a tweet that would almost instantly end his career or heavily damage it. Divorcing your wife on Twitter is essentially the breaking up with your girlfriend over text message in high school. Actually, it's more like breaking up with your girlfriend in bubble letters on the high school bulletin board, just so everybody else can see it. Before her! On the surface level, at first glance, there aren't too many glaring flaws with the contents of the announcement itself. It was only after what would eventually follow would we truly get to appreciate the satirical aspects of this beautiful, beautiful statement. My wife Heidi and I have filed for divorce. I know this may come as surprising and upsetting for many of you, but know that we do this so that we may both seek happiness for ourselves. During this time, you may see a lot of rumors, speculation, and gossip going around. I ask that you make your own observations and come to your own conclusions. I will add that the decision was reached after extensive individual therapy on my part and couples therapy together. With that said, this is all I plan on stating publicly regarding this matter. Heidi's privacy, mental well-being, and discretion has always been and will remain my highest priority through all of this. It's my hope that we can both exit this marriage with style and grace. I plan on continuing to do everything I can on my part to make this happen. Thank you for your understanding, patience, kindness, and respect for our privacy. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Since Jared was nice enough to ask that we make our own conclusions and our own observations, we're gonna do just that. And only then will we determine if this NES game gets an Angry Jared's tight-ass seal of approval. To understand Jared's statement, we need to read the first statement by his now ex-wife, Heidi. Her statement reads as follows. I recently learned that my husband, ProJared, has been fucking Holly Conrad behind my back for months. I have no idea what announcement he just made because he blocked me. Oh, Jared. Jared. Let's break down his response now. I don't know what lawyer you hired to write this letter for you, but for God's sake, get a refund. They fucked your life up. And some of those points you make specifically raise a few red flags that I'm hoping you could answer for. During this time, you may see a lot of rumors and speculation and gossip going around. Talk about getting in front of a situation. It's almost like you've done something very wrong and you're afraid of backlash. Well, my vision in my eyes might be pretty bad, but I have 20/20 hindsight that dictates this line makes you look very guilty. Next up was the line that decisions were reached upon after extensive individual therapy on my part and couples therapy together. As funnier people than me put it, this was essentially his doctor's note for his fuckery. It was a preliminary excuse to fan the flames of the drama I haven't even gotten to yet. But this part right here might be my favorite. Heidi's privacy, mental well-being, and distress has always been and will remain to be my highest priority. Nothing says high priority like blocking her on Twitter and then blindsiding her to the millions of people who will flock to where the drama is. I respect women enough and I respect Heidi enough to attempt to garner enough sympathy points so my followers can attack her without me saying anything. As long as Jared looked like the good guy, somebody's gotta be the bad one, you stupid son of a bitch. And lastly, his line about hoping the marriage will end with style and grace is just beautiful levels of foreshadowing. If I ever cheat on my wife and mentally abuse her by vehemently denying my shitty behavior and telling her she's a bad person for accusing me of something I'm actually doing, I hope I can leave that marriage with some style and grace too. Oh, and my golden play button, don't forget about that. Let me leave with my subscriber number intact too. And now for our bonus meme. In case you haven't heard and you've missed this drama entirely, the name Holly Conrad might be ringing a bell. And if you're wondering why this is the case, it might be because she's literally the top fucking response to Jared's announcement. No, I'm not kidding. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm here for you if you need me. Oh, Holly baby, we know you're here for him. We know that you would and have bent over backwards to please him. ProJared knows that Holly Conrad is here for him and bent over the bed for him and in his car for him and in hotels upon arrival. But someone should have told you this might not have been a good time to have your fucking mistress sending her regards. But I mean, this is his first divorce. ProJared doesn't let simple things like common sense dictate his life. How would he be supposed to know the best way to divorce his wife? How is he supposed to know how to manage your social media or what to post in a time like this? Well, I did a simple Google search for what not to post on social media during a divorce and, well, during an amicable divorce, consider discussing when to make the announcement on social media, if at all, so neither spouse is blindsided. Was literally the first on the fucking list of websites. But the situation actually gets worse. If you're asking yourself, what's worse than Holly Homewrecker destroying Pro Penis's marriage? Let's take a second to stop and look at the past to her own marriage. This was, of course, to her ex-husband, Rubber Ross of the Game Grumps, another large YouTuber in his own merit attached to another large YouTube group. Various Reddit groups were posting saying that the divorce reasons didn't make much sense, and what was this divorce reason after all? Apparently, Holly Conrad decided to call it quits because she wanted to live in a place that had more trees. No, I'm not kidding. She had to hand off her 50 carrier pigeons or whatever the fuck she had live with her to a fucking friend so she could move all the way to Seattle. This woman picked up her life and moved to a place that would conveniently be near ProJared. Uh-oh. See where this is headed. On September 19th, it was announced that a divorce was happening between Holly Conrad and Rubber Ross, and she would be moving to Seattle. In the tweets that Heidi has been posting, the affair must have began in the fall, but they had been fucking at events too, every time they went away in fact. Well, I don't know if it takes a rocket scientist to see what happened here, but ProJared was likely the catalyst to not only destroying his own marriage, but a good friend of his, who he spent multiple times like hanging out with and collaborated with on a consistent basis in Rubber Ross. In April of 2019, all of ProJared's content on the Game Grumps channel was, well, gone. Privated. You can't see it anymore. And yeah, I wouldn't want to hang around with the frail nerd that was giving my wife the dick either.
Jesus, coming on strong, Jared.
Jared, get the fuck away from my wife.
Although every party had likely been introduced at the time of this tweet, the tweet chain on screen makes Ross look like a massive cuck, as he literally shops his wife out to the guy who fucked her while simultaneously marketing her to the woman whose marriage was ruined as well. It's a natural disaster in text messages. But who could have predicted this? There must have been some kind of sign.
The first girl I tried really hard to get with is Leah, because she looks so much like my actual wife, so it only makes sense. We were getting to know each other and things were going super well, so in the summer, I brought her some ice cream. She didn't like it. She didn't like it! She doesn't like ice cream! How am I supposed to work with this? Well, I'm abandoning that ship, which is fine, because clearly, Abigail is the best girl. Did you see her room? She has a Super Nintendo! And a Chrono Trigger poster! You know how I feel about Chrono Trigger. If nothing else, I'm going to try to marry her for her stuff. I brought her gifts as often as possible, including a bunch of valuable gems I got from the mines. And she liked them. Hey, how'd you know I was hungry? This looks delicious.
Oh my god.
But it gets even worse than that. ProJared has gotten himself involved in stuff he really should be avoiding. Let's ask Crimson what he thinks.
Sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants. And sometimes what the heart wants is something stupid.
Well, it turns out Jared's heart was into some creepy shit. ProJared's heart was into his fans. And apparently, so was his pro-penis. This tweet from Heidi really sets the stage for some truly disappointing content that follows. It's also true that he's been soliciting nudes from his fans for years. I was there in the beginning. It was a joke on Tumblr. Then it was its own Tumblr account just for nudes. It was ostensibly a body-positive space for consenting adults, and I approved it on that basis. It kept escalating secretly. He started a Snapchat for getting nudes from fans without telling me. I found out via a fan comment. I felt pressured to allow it, even though I was uncomfortable. Anytime I gave him an inch, he took a mile. I believe he shut it down in late 2017, I think, but now I have a reason to believe it's continued long after that. If you have any information or were involved in this, I would like to know what really happened. I know a lot of fans participated. It's the classic case of an e-celebrity abusing his fame to get attention from his own fans who worship him. But when you enter the scumbag rabbit hole, bad things start to happen. If you've ever sent a dick pic to a person, Godspeed, because ProJared has proven without a shadow of a doubt that if you are a dick, people will see your dick. That's why you can't go a few scrolls without seeing either his Sailor Moon cosplay, his Captain America female cosplay, or just a picture of his dick. Some of which give him this creepy fucking face. It's a true public shaming shitfire. But the fun parade had to end sometime. And pardon a more serious tone here, because color me surprised that underage fans have started coming forward from a platform that was busted for just how much child porn was being peddled through it. I'm shocked. ProJared is now being called out for not only abusing fans, but abusing minors and talking sexual to underage girls, boys, and transgender girls to be specific. I'm going to leave a link to check out in the description to see more allegations, but right now that's all these are, and they could be completely factual. However, there isn't concrete evidence, and I'm really not trying to hinge my argument without concrete evidence. Other than, like, there are images in him that serve as receipts. And also, I'm fucking tired of talking about this god-awful, disgusting bullshit that's been involved in every fucking drama. I'm going off the script. Every fucking drama this year. It's disgusting. It makes me sick. In the meantime, I will discuss a few of them since I kinda have to. I want it to be perfectly clear what kind of person we are dealing with here. This one is the most likely to be true, as the MCN Normal Boots was contacted back at the beginning of April. The allegation is that the user named Chai, who was a 16-year-old boy that exchanged nude pictures with ProJared, claims that ProJared was fully aware Chai was 16 years old. On April 5th, Chai had contacted the MCN and conveniently just started getting responses from them now that hold actual weight. They have since now publicly stated over a month later that they were gearing up to let him go just before this news came out, which is a massively convenient response, and one that I personally think reeks of some PR bullshit. However, ProJared has since been removed from their website following their investigation. But stepping away from the kid stuff, here are some multiple alleged conversations between adults that show you just how slimy he is, even within his own fan base. Not only did he cheat on his wife, I mean, look at her next to this home-wrecking, thing, but the Nintendo reviewer has been getting off to fans for years. These sexual, deviant, nerdy video game YouTubers are getting out of hand. If anyone here is gonna go on the pro path to pro character assassination, get off that ship now before it's too late and get your fucking life together.
So if you'll excuse me, I need to delete some pictures of myself playing naked. Unless you want to see them.
Now finally, let's talk about the impact. It hasn't quite been a week, but maybe he just might let James Charles touch him in his no-no area, since he basically bailed him out. He's lost over 100,000 subscribers in a day, but his time in the spotlight seems to be slowing down in the midst of a new drama taking over. But for his career, it's probably over. I would assume. I'd be surprised if he can come back after this. The entire internet is chastising him for the size of his dick, and no one respects him. He's been publicly ousted by people who were defending him initially, like that peanut butter fucker over there, and more fans are coming forward by the second. One has even claimed to take his evidence to the police. Maybe Holly Conrad isn't the one he'll settle down with forever. Maybe it'll be his cellmate that has special shower time with him. I hear they don't like those kind of people who are accused of what he's accused of in there. To conclude here, we've just started scratching the surface on the stuff this sick fuck was involved in. Mad respect for Heidi for dropping bombs the way that she did, but could you blame her? She was divorced on fucking Twitter, and she couldn't even read the announcement because she was blocked. ProJared is the next YouTuber to be publicly outed as a sex fiend, who collected nudes from his fans, fucked his friend's wife, all while his current wife went to therapy to confess how she had these feelings that he was doing something behind her back. Why did she have those feelings? Because he was emotionally abusive and attacking her for calling out things that ended up being true. He then tried to weasel his way back to winning the popular vote in the court of public opinion, but it backfired tremendously and spawned some of the best memes I've ever seen. But Jared, hey Jared, still listening? This fine gentleman has a question for you.
Jared, how does it feel to be the most miserable man on YouTube?
Yes, I cheated, and I'm okay with that.
Man, there is a disaster brewing right now, and it gets bigger by every second when it comes to ProJared.
I got it!
Oh, dead man walking. This motherfucker may have well painted a bullseye on his back. What a stupid son of a bitch.
He's a predator, too, on top of it all. And I have the evidence right here. It's alleged. I have to say it's alleged because that's just what you have to do. It's alleged, but man, is it damning. And if evidence comes out that proves that he did it, not only his YouTube career is done.
Jesus, coming on strong, Jared.
Jared, get the fuck away from my wife.
So Pro Penis, all this stuff came out about him yesterday. He's lost 150,000 subs and counting, which he absolutely deserves, and more. If you're watching this, Pro Penis, and I know you're not, you've already turned off of the anything internet related. You probably already fucking canceled your Verizon Fios, and now you're just looking at your dick in the mirror, slowly rubbing gluten-free coconut oil on it. But anyway, he's a horrible person, deserves all of the shit he's getting.
Okay, that's very sad. Oh god, ProJared. ProJared's divorcing his wife. Who am I going to get my Nintendo reviews from now? Oh, poor guy, couples therapy. That must be tough times for him.
That's why my final rating for this is a broken marriage out of 10. So if you'll excuse me, I need to delete some pictures of myself playing naked. Unless you want to see them. That's why my final rating for this is a broken marriage out of 10.